In the name of God, guard, and the caravan. Once upon a time, in a waterless and barren desert, a caravan was traveling, tired and thirsty. This caravan carried a large load of silver, gold, fine clothes, and luxurious garments. When the sun set in the west and night arrived, the caravan reached a mountainous area. The caravan members drank from a spring they found in the mountains, lit a fire, sat around it, ate dinner, and then shared stories. They told tales about caravans and robbers to each other, and spoke about the dreams and wishes they had in their hearts, until they grew tired, and each one slept in a corner. Before sleeping, a young man was chosen to stand guard to protect the caravan members' possessions from thieves and robbers. The young man volunteered himself for the duty, and all the caravan members agreed that he would be the guard, allowing the others to sleep peacefully. The caravan members told the young man that they were all honest and responsible people, and that he would receive his reward for guarding them the next day. The young man was strong and well-built, but he had not yet seen much of life, and he had only heard about attacks by bandits and had never witnessed one with his own eyes. When the caravan members fell asleep and entered the sweet and colorful world of their dreams, the young man began walking around the caravan. To keep himself occupied, he gathered some thorns and desert shrubs and placed them in front of the camels, and he carried water for them in a large container. After some time passed, the young guard felt that his eyes were gradually becoming heavy. He felt a strong desire to fall asleep, as if at that moment the earth and the sky were singing him a lullaby to put him to sleep. The young man slapped himself to drive the sleep away, and then said to himself, "No, you must not sleep. You are the guard of the caravan's possessions, and a good reward awaits you tomorrow morning. You accepted this duty willingly and voluntarily, and said that you were ready to stay awake until morning and protect their belongings. Why is it that now you want to sleep? You must keep watch and not allow people's property to be plundered." To overcome the demon of sleep, the young man went toward the spring and splashed several handfuls of water onto his face, then returned and resumed walking. For a short while, sleep fled from him. But after some time, he felt that once again the armed army of sleep was attacking his defenseless eyes, and he realized that he no longer had the strength to resist. He saw that he could no longer overcome sleep. He said to himself, "Why shouldn't I sleep? In this silent and remote mountain area, there is no one except our caravan. No living creature can be seen anywhere around here. Who would come to such a place at this hour of the night to commit robbery? No one would do such a thing unless he were mad. And a madman has no fear. A madman would not have the sense to plunder the caravan's possessions. Everyone is now deep in pleasant sleep, dreaming of kings and wonders. So why shouldn't I sleep as well? So I will sit in a corner, close my eyes, and sleep while sitting. No one will even notice that I have fallen asleep." The next morning, he thought he would wake up before everyone else and pretend that he had stayed awake all night. Yes, this way is better. I will get my reward and also be freed from sleeplessness. The young man sat beside a large rock, leaned his back against it, and fell into a deep, sweet sleep. Until morning, he counted the coins he had received as a reward from the caravan members, unaware of what was happening around him. He was in the sweet world of sleep, while thieves were taking away the people's possessions. The young man did not know that when he slept, the thieves would slither out from behind the rocks like snakes in the mountains and steal everything: gold, silver, and possessions, even leading the camels away with them before disappearing from the area. Day broke, and the caravan members woke up to find that all the clothes, silver, and camels were gone. With anger and grief, they ran to confront the young man, wailing and shouting. He was calmly asleep, as if he had no intention of waking up at all. The caravan members shouted at him angrily and woke him up, asking, "O foolish young man, what were you doing last night that the thieves took everything? How could you stand guard and not notice when the thieves came and left? They even took our camels, and you didn't realize it." When the young man woke up and realized what had happened, he saw no choice but to speak false words and meaningless statements. He said, "The thieves came with masked faces and quickly took the clothes and possessions right before my eyes." The caravan members shook their heads with regret and said, "The thieves came with masks and took everything quickly and in haste, and you were just watching?" The young man, desperate, did not know what to say. He had told an unconsidered lie and now had to continue it. He lowered his head and then said with shame, "I was alone. They were several in number, armed, and looked very strong and frightening." The caravan members realized that the young man was lying and that he had fallen asleep after all, not seeing any thieves. One of the caravan members, to reveal the young man's lie and expose his sleeping to others, said, "If you saw you had no strength against them, why didn't you shout and alert the others so they could help you?" The other caravan members agreed with him and said to the young man, "Yes, O foolish young man. If you were alone and the thieves were a group and you had no strength against them, why didn't you shout and inform us so we could come to your aid? Couldn't you even shout and call for help?" The young man said, "They drew their swords and said they would kill me if I shouted. I was afraid and stayed silent. But now, to satisfy you, I will shout as much as you want." The old man in the caravan, whose hair and beard had turned completely white and who had experienced the world and the trials of life, gave a mocking smile to the young man and said, "When a person spends their life in negligence and falls asleep at the time of duty, no regret or complaint afterward will help. Prayers and apologies have effect only if offered before the mistake, not after it. Neglecting responsibility is worse than any other mistake." He added, "God is always capable, whether sooner or later, but it is the human who misses the opportunities. When you could have stayed awake and guarded, you slept, and now that the damage is done, you shout." The young man lowered his head and realized that his sleep and negligence had caused not only the thieves to plunder the caravan's goods, but also to ruin his own reputation. If responsibility is not fulfilled on time, No excuse or justification can compensate for it in the future. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss more stories like this. If you enjoyed the video, we'd really appreciate your support with a like and a comment.